Welcome to Gooseberry Science and Education videos. My name is Noah, and right here, hanging out with me, is our little orange gooseberry character, who is going to act as our trusty assistant today to help explain all this fascinating stuff. Today, we are diving into an incredibly rich explainer based on the DK Eyewitness travel guide to Spain. Now, when you hear Spain, your mind probably jumps straight to those familiar tourist cliches, right? But I promise you, this journey is going to take us way deeper. We're going to unpack the geographical marvels, the layered history, and the incredibly vibrant modern culture that makes up this part of the world. So, let's just dive right in.
Here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First, a portrait of Spain. Second, exploring the regions. Third, history, culture, and arts. And finally, a practical survival guide.
Part 1. A portrait of Spain beyond the stereotypes.
Okay, to instantly shatter those one-dimensional stereotypes of, just flamenco dancing and bullfighting, let's look at this staggering number. 40 million. That is the number of visitors Spain receives every single year. To put that completely wild figure into perspective, the actual population of Spain is roughly 47 million. So every year, the country is essentially hosting a number of tourists that nearly matches its entire population. I mean, that sheer volume alone tells you just how magnetically appealing Spain is to the rest of the world.
But to really understand Spain, you've got to realize just how diverse it is. Officially, Spain is made up of 17 independent, autonomous regions. It is absolutely not a single monolithic culture. The most crucial point here, it actually has 4 distinct official languages. You've got Castilian, which is what most of us just call Spanish. But then there's Catalan, spoken in Catalonia, Gallego over in Galicia, and the entirely unique Euskara, or Basque, spoken in the Basque Country. Honestly, this linguistic variety is your very first clue into the incredibly rich regional identities that build the nation.
And this brilliantly illustrates the foundation of all that diversity, the geography itself. Look at the massive Iberian Peninsula. It's the 3rd largest country in Europe, and it is totally dominated by this vast central plateau known as the Meseta. Notice it's positioned right at the bottom of the map, too. Its southernmost tip faces Morocco, right across a really narrow strait. Spain literally acts as a physical and historical bridge between the continents of Europe and North Africa, and that has profoundly shaped everything from its weather to its stunning architecture.
Part 2. Exploring the regions, a land of contrasts.
As we move across the country, we start to see these incredibly stark contrasts. Up in northern Spain, you've got lush, wet, deep green, broad-leaved forests. The climate there is super mild and rainy, creating these gorgeous coastal cliffs and famous medieval pilgrimage routes like the one to Santiago de Compostela. But if you journey down to central Spain, the environment completely flips. Out on the Meseta, you're hit with dry, dusty plains, endless wheat fields, ancient Roman ruins, and a wild concentration of medieval castles.
Speaking of those castles, just look at the stunning Peñafiel Castle in the Duero Valley, built way back between the 10th and 13th centuries. The landscape of central Spain, especially in regions like Castilla, is absolutely dotted with these fortresses. And they weren't just built for show. They mark the ancient, hard-fought frontiers between historical kingdoms. We're talking borders between Aragon and Castile, or those legendary ancient battlegrounds between the Christians and the Moors. Moving down to the deep south into Andalusia, we find La Giralda. This is the iconic bell tower of the Seville Cathedral, which, fascinatingly enough, was originally built as a minaret. Andalusia is truly the heartland of Spain's Moorish heritage. It's got these dramatic landscapes filled with olive groves and arid interiors. Plus, it holds massive historical weight as the launchpad for Christopher Columbus's voyage to the Americas back in 1492.
Now, let's zoom right into the geographical heart of the whole country, Madrid. You've got the gorgeous Cibele fountain right alongside the energetic, brightly lit night streets of the capital. What's really fascinating about Madrid is its altitude. It sits at about 660 meters, which is over 2,100 feet up. Because of that, you get cold winters and very hot summers. But man, it more than makes up for the extreme weather with world-famous art galleries, sprawling royal palaces built by the Bourbon kings, and an incredibly vibrant street life.
So how do you actually see all this efficiently? Well, the Guidebook offers a fantastic, highly recommended 10-day itinerary that perfectly links the capital with the treasures of the South. You start out flying into Madrid on day 1. By day 3, you hop on the high-speed AV train down to Seville. On day 6, you rent a car, drive through the stunning landscape to Córdoba, and finally wrap up the journey and depart from Granada on day 10. It's just a beautifully structured way to experience that exact geographical shift we just talked about.
Part 3. History, Culture, and Arts, the Soul of Spain.
I want you to take a second and read this quote from the guide: "A coalescence of Muslim, Christian, and Jewish cultures." This right here is the essential key to understanding Spain's historical layering. You can see this most vibrantly in the city of Toledo. Once the capital of Visigothic Spain, Toledo stands today as this outstanding museum city. It's a place where medieval and Renaissance ideas seamlessly blended with the architectural and artistic heritage of Muslim, Christian, and Jewish communities, who are all living right side by side.
That layering continued straight through the centuries, bringing us to the immense artistic wealth left by the Renaissance and Bourbon rulers. Just look at the pure elegance of these palace gardens. Rulers like Philip II built massive, architecturally austere, yet somehow sumptuous complexes, like El Escorial. And later, Bourbon kings erected the lavish Palacio Real in Madrid. This period stocked Spain with an unbelievable collection of fine art, a lot of which you can still see today in world-class institutions like the Prado Museum.
But hey, it's absolutely vital to know that Spain's culture isn't just stuck in the past. Today, modern Spanish culture is experiencing a massive rejuvenation. In cinema, cult directors like Pedro Almodóvar and Alejandro Amenábar are successfully competing on a global scale with Hollywood. You have incredible acting talent like Oscar winner Penélope Cruz. Plus, huge recent investments have completely rejuvenated performing arts venues across the entire country, supporting world-renowned symphony orchestras. Spain is fiercely contemporary.
Part 4. Practical Survival Guide. Traveling like a local.
All right, here's a crucial tip if you're actually planning a trip anytime soon. While a beautiful, sunny Spanish beach is incredibly tempting, you need to be very strategic about traveling in August. August is traditionally Spain's main holiday month. Traffic on the coasts becomes extremely heavy, the beaches get incredibly crowded, and crucially, a lot of local businesses in the interior cities literally just close their doors for the entire month so they can go to the beach themselves.
Next up, let's circle back to language. Remember those autonomous regions? Notice this bilingual reserved parking sign in both Basque and Castilian? While almost everyone in Spain speaks Castilian, learning just a few simple courtesy phrases in the regional language, whether that's Catalan in Barcelona or Basque up in the north, will immediately win over the locals. It shows a level of respect for their specific regional identity that they really deeply appreciate.
And finally, let's cover some essential social etiquette. When you're introduced to someone in Spain, it's totally customary to greet women with a kiss on each cheek, even if it's your very first time meeting them. Friends and family always embrace or kiss. Also, while Spain definitely has a wonderful, relaxed outdoor culture, keep in mind that it's considered pretty bad manners to wear shorts or vests on city streets, and you'll almost certainly be asked to cover your shoulders and legs before you're allowed to enter historic cathedrals and churches.
So we've covered the lush north, the castle-filled Meseta, the Moorish south, and the energetic heart of Madrid. The question I want to leave you with today is this. With 17 incredibly diverse regions, which part of Spain will you discover first? Look beyond the stereotypes, and I guarantee you'll find a landscape and a culture that completely captivates you. Thank you so much for joining me, and please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. We are already working on a new topic.